If you want to be wealthy, if you want to make, lots of money, you have to know in yourself that it's a done deal, that it's yours for the taking, that it's literally your birthright that you get to claim. And you have to feel that. And once you start really feeling that and tuning into it, it's so powerful what you can then welcome in and what you can make happen in your life. Hello. I am so excited to be filming this podcast episode. I've got my cup of tea in my hand and I am ready to chat about something that I know is a very juicy topic, and I get questions on this all the time. And so I want to talk about this. The one decision you need to make if you want to become a millionaire. Because for me, this decision shifted everything, and it is such a game changer. Well, there's one decision, then I'm going to also share some extra little bits that also really made a difference to me. And I want to kick this off by sharing a story with you. This is a story of somebody who is very near and dear to me. And I think this story really kind of encapsulates this really important decision that is absolutely essential if you want to be a millionaire, or if you want to be wealthy, you want to be rich, you want to have the money you want to have financial abundance. This decision is so crucial. I actually shared this story as well in my book, so I just figured it would be easier if I just read it from my book. So I said this. A mentor once told me a story of his childhood that really brought this point home and has stuck with me ever since. He grew up on a social housing estate and his family was poor. When he was 12 years old, his uncle took him for lunch at the nicest restaurant he'd ever been to at that time. The waiters there treated him differently. They held the door open for him and called him sir, and for the first time in his life, he realised there was more to life than he'd experienced so far. As the years went by, he began to explore the possibility of more to life. At the age of 17, while he was working as a clerical assistant at the local tax office, one of the women there said to him, "What are you going to do with your life?" His reply was simple, "I'm going to be a millionaire." She laughed and said, "How are you going to do that?" And he said, "I don't know, but I am." That's all he knew. He didn't know how. In fact, he didn't know any of the details at all. He just knew there was a bigger life he needed to explore, and he was going to explore it. At 36, after lots of highs and lows, dedication, hard work, he reached his goal. And so for me, that story just says so much. If you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become wealthy, it all starts with the decision to actually make it happen, the decision to become a millionaire. So I know it sounds ridiculous. You might be like, well, Carrie, obviously I've made that decision. Obviously I want to be wealthy. Obviously I want financial abundance. But my question back is, have you actually really? Because for me, I remember wanting to be really successful and financially abundant and all this stuff. But at the same time, I had this inner feeling that me becoming a millionaire was such a joke. It felt so embarrassing. It felt utterly ridiculous. I felt like I could never admit it to anyone else that I wanted to become a millionaire because it sounded so stupid. And I realized I had an issue believing in myself when it came to the idea of me becoming a millionaire, becoming rich, becoming wealthy, having financial freedom. Like, I felt like it was a joke. And so often what I find is that sometimes we can want something, but what we believe we can have doesn't align with the thing that we want. Like, we have a different, it's like we need to have a massive identity shift in order to be able to open ourselves up to receiving what it is that we truly want. And so beginning that process by actually deciding and feeling it in every cell of your being that you are here to become a millionaire, that you are going to become a millionaire, that becoming a millionaire and making the money you want and creating the financial abundance you want is a non-negotiable, and then feeling that in every cell of your being. So you just know, you might not know how, you might not know when it's going to happen. Obviously you won't know when necessarily, but even if you got no blooming clue, just knowing that somehow, some way, someday, I am going to figure this out and I am going to make it my reality. And owning it in every cell of your being and feeling like it is a done deal. Like I remember once reading Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And in it, they talk about this idea of feeling like something is a done deal. And they talk about this analogy of like, if you were driving in your car and you were trying to go from Phoenix to San Diego, you know 100% that you can get there. You know that even if you reach roadblocks, there's diversions, if you get lost, you know you can find a way to get to San Diego. Because it's a physical journey, you know you can physically get there one way or another. And it's the same with money. If you want to be wealthy, if you want to make, lots of money, you have to know in yourself that it's a done deal, that it's yours for the taking, that it's literally your birthright that you get to claim. And you have to feel that. And once you start really feeling that and tuning into it, it's so powerful what you can then welcome in and what you can make happen in your life. So powerful. I also want to share some extra things that have really helped me, because you might be like, okay, well, I'll make that decision, but then what? The then what for me is actually then, once you've made that decision, watch and pay attention to the things that arise, the possibilities, the opportunities, the little ideas that pop into your head, and begin to start acting on that stuff. Maybe it's that a book pops up and you're like, I think that book might be really helpful and it's going to help me and I'm going to read it. Or maybe someone comes into your life like a mentor or someone, or an idea just kind of comes to the front of your mind. You're just like, I really think I need to do something with that. Like, lean into those things, pay attention to those things and act on them. And when you start acting on them, it's like the pathway begins to appear for you to walk down. One of the other things that I really want to talk about when it comes to really making millions is that, for me, one of the other massive shifts that really helped me, and this was part of my identity shift so I could fully believe and have full conviction that I could achieve that goal of making millions, was this shift of recognizing that making money was about being of service. Making money was about adding value. And if I wanted to make millions, I had to find a way to show up and be of service to other people. I had to find a way to show up and help others, be valuable, and really tune into that, because that's how you make money. As you ask yourself that question, what can I do? What could that look like? What could I do to really show up and be helpful? What could I do to show up and be of service to other people? Like, what can that look like? How can I be valuable? Because at the end of the day as well, the more money you earn, literally the more impact that you can have and you are having by being of service. And so for me, that identity shift really helped change everything and really helped me to kind of step into my own power of welcoming in and allowing in financial abundance. And so while, yes, there's obviously lots of practical steps that you will need to take in order to make money, like you will practically need to know, especially if you're building your own business, like, how do you actually build your own business? What are the steps of building your own business? Like, that stuff is obviously really, really important. Don't get me wrong. But honestly, I think the first step is really working on what you believe is possible for you and owning that belief. Because when you do that, everything begins to shift. And I really feel like, well, from my own experience, that's when things start to arise, ideas start to arise, people start to come into my life that can help me. I start to spot things like that might be able to support me and help me along my way. And it's like that stuff begins to appear when I make the decision I'm going to do something. And it's so powerful. So I really wanted to share that, because maybe you just needed the reminder that, like, you know what? I am here to make loads of money. I am here to be really wealthy. I am here to experience financial abundance. I am here to experience financial freedom. I am here for this. And I just needed someone to remind me of that Because so often it's easy for us to play small. It's so easy for us to feel like, oh, I don't want to be greedy. Oh, I don't really need that. Or no, but no, stop. Like, why not you? Why not you? Why can't you become wildly successful? Why can't you become a millionaire? Why can't you experience financial abundance? Why can't you experience financial freedom? You can. You 100% can. And it really all begins with you owning that decision that you are going to make it your reality. So go make that decision. Feel it in every cell of your being. Something I love to do is visualizations on this. I love to listen to financial abundance visualizations. I love to do visualizations that help me to open myself up to welcoming in the money that I want. I also love to really get in the feeling of abundance and start to feel the abundance before you have it in your bank account, for example. Like, you can't see your bank account. You might know what's in there roughly, but you can't physically see it. You can just see a number on a page somewhere, but as in the everyday life, as you're going through life, you're not looking at your bank account all the time, your bank statement. So it's like, what would it be like if there was more money in there? And how much money would be the next jump for you that would feel really blooming amazing? And like, how does that feel? How would it feel to know that that money was in your bank account? Like, what would it make? What would it change for you? What would it make possible for you? And like, how would it feel? And like tuning in with the feeling of that now. And also looking at things that you can do. Like, I love doing this, like making little financial abundance upgrades in my life. And so like looking around in your day-to-day, everyday life and thinking, what would help bring in that feeling of financial abundance? So for example, one time I went to this amazing hotel in California, and the soap they had smelt so incredible and the toilet was so posh, and so I ended up buying the soap that they used, and I have it in my bathroom and I use it every morning. It's like a body wash, and I use it every morning, and it reminds me of that posh hotel with that nice soap and that incredible bathroom, and it gives me the feeling of like abundance. So like, what gives you that feeling of abundance? And really think about that and lean into that, and then just see if you can make little upgrades. Maybe it's getting some really, really nice bedding. Maybe it's just buying a really, really nice luxurious towel that you can use when you get out of the shower. Maybe it's sticking affirmations of financial abundance all over the place and tuning in with those feelings every day and reminding yourself that you are here to be financially abundant. Whatever it is for you, make those little upgrades in your life so that you can welcome in those feelings, and just as also constant reminders of yourself to come back to that place where you can own it, and you can own that decision that you are going to become really, really wealthy. You are going to become financially free. You are going to become financially abundant, and that you are becoming a real vibrational match for bringing that into your life. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Become that match and make that decision and own that decision, and know that it's a done deal and that you can welcome the money that you want into your life. For me, doing that and doing these kinds of things has changed my entire life. Like, it's changed my life because when I do that stuff, it helps to open up the pathway for the practical steps that I then need to take. You don't need to know the how. Nobody knows all the how. No one. We trip ourselves up thinking we have to know every single tiny little step we need to take. We don't. No one does. Once you make that decision, then the first step can begin to appear, and then the second step. So just make the decision first and feel it in every cell of your being, and journal on it if you've got stuff you need to journal. If, for example, you still feel like it's not possible for you, journal on it. What's going on? How are you feeling? What is bubbling up inside of you? Why are you holding yourself back? Why do you feel like you need to play small? Why do you feel like you can't make it happen? Why do you feel like it's not yours for the taking? Journal on it and see what comes up and let go of it. And keep bringing yourself back to that place of, no, this is a done deal for me. I'm going to make this happen. I get to live one life, and I'm going to create financial freedom for myself. I get to live one life. I'm going to make it happen. So yes, go make it happen. We can all do it. Absolutely no questions asked. We can make it happen. We can make it our reality. Whew, okay. I hope you've enjoyed that. And I will see you very soon for another episode of the She Means Business Show. Go enjoy your day and welcome abundance in.